Yes. Bro, is it better to buy a house in NN4 or NN1? I mean, I'll take my chances with NN4 over NN1, you know. I'm trying to think of a nice place to live in NN1. Like, there's okay places, but I can't think of any nice places in NN1. And I drive all over Northampton around in circles like a maniac all day long. So I'm not too sure. But I could definitely vouch for NN4. So there was this place in East or West Hunsbury. So NN4 is a massive postcode. And there was a place in East or West Hunsbury called Woodpecker Way. When you pull up on this estate, it's like a yellow brick estate. So it was probably built like, you know, in the early 2000s or the late 90s and that. But when you pull up on this estate, you just know there's no riff-raff trash on this estate. You know, every now and then you can have that one family that slips through the crack. But you could just tell this place was nice. So it was called Woodpecker Way. I'll even put it in the chat. Woodpecker Way. And then 4. Oh, yeah, so yeah, Woodpecker Way and then 4. And yeah, that place there was nice. So do a little Google search when you get a chance. There's just certain places that you'll go to, you know, in any area, and you're like, this is a nice place. Oh yeah, I ain't even started the TikTok live yet. I'm gonna do it now. Obviously, YouTube is the priority, so YouTube, the live stream starts on YouTube first. Because I've got to catch my gems. Yeah. Anytime I get on camera and I speak, I will be dropping gems. There was one time I was just testing out the live, yeah, just testing out my JY's TV 3.0 and my 4.0, and someone just asked me a question. I just started going into it. But I ended up dropping a gem. I'm like, fuck's sake. Didn't catch that on the recording because I was just messing about on TikTok. Jesus Christ, Nadia, you see that video where, so I dropped a video today saying why men revert to Islam when going to prison, when they go to prison. And yo, it's got 11K views, but forget about that. It's got 95 hours of watch time, you know, that's mad. 95 hours, you know, that's like 3 days, 4 days worth of watch time. You know? At least 3.5 days of watch time. And basically what I was saying in that video is the reason why a lot of men who, you know, wind up in the can, behind the iron door, riding, you get me, behind bars, whatever you want to call it, the reason why certain men, when they touch jail, they revert is because they'll step on the wing and look around and realize, you know what, yeah, this is the sort of situation where it's like get down or lay down. So they just revert. Now, there might be some people who they're not religious, but they're a very spiritual person and that. And, you know, they just ain't had the, well, everyone's got time, but they just ain't been bothered to sit down and really, you know, look into other religions and that. And then they might just get handed a Quran and read through it and think, you know what? a lot of what's in this book I resonate with. So fuck it. And join, yeah, that's all right. But for a lot of man, it's not that. A lot of man just go in there and think, right, let me join so I don't get mashed up. And yeah, I'll have some sort of protection. And they will go to, I don't know, is it Maastricht or whatever, and that, however many times and that, and pray and that. But when they touch road, they stop doing all that. So you know they were just doing it just for protection. I don't rate that. If I went jail, I'll never convert. No way. Or revert, as they say. No way. Right, let me start this. TikTok. Oh yeah, this is the wrong account anyway. 2.0. Let's do it on 2.0. I was trying to build up the 2.0 account. What's the title of this live stream? Work harder on yourself than your job. That was a quote by a man named Jim Rohn. Big him up. He's older guy, white guy. Obviously, he must have passed away by now. But basically, if you scroll on TikTok, maybe Instagram, every now and then YouTube Shorts, this guy will pop up on your feed. And well, press 1 in the chat if you know who Jim Rohn is. And he has like kind of like a weird little voice, and learn to work on yourself instead of your job. When you get up in the morning, your first thing should be, that's how he talks. So yeah, that was one of his quotes. Learn to work harder on yourself than your job. Because you are stuck with you forever. You know, your job can just get rid of you. You are stuck with you forever. So yeah, he's right. Learn to work harder on yourself than your job. Maybe your boss might care a little bit about you, but the CEO of the company, he don't give a fuck. You got people right now, yeah, who will be working in Poundland, and I've seen a video. Working in Poundland, you got people thieving from Poundland, and they're running after the people who have stolen from Poundland. Yo, they may have stole £15 worth of goods, and you're gonna be willing to fight over £15 worth of, and the shit in Poundland is literally that, is shit. Yeah, it's a lot of it's like some kind of like rip-off counterfeit nonsense and that. Imagine you're getting into beef with a man over some fake older Twilight Adidas perfume spray. Imagine beefing. So imagine having a fight. Imagine almost you could potentially get stabbed over that. Do you think anyone that gets pitched, anyone that gets packed by someone whilst they're working for Poundland, trying to get back the stock, do you think the CEO of Poundland, do you think any of the directors of Poundland are going to turn up to this person's funeral? Yo, they wouldn't even write your mum a card, blood. And you're going to go and chase after and pursue someone that's thieving from Poundland for the company to just go into liquidation. Imagine that. Imagine you work for Poundland, or someone you know work for Poundland, and they chased after some people that was thieving from Poundland, end up getting shanked, end up dying, for then the company to go into liquidation in 2 months. What's the fucking point? If I work for Poundland and people are stealing from Poundland, then they're stealing from Poundland. That's it. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing jack shit, fuck all, blood. Right, so this Dylan person saying, I've got 20k in savings, age 25, to buy, to rent, and my uncle is telling me to buy a flat for 150k off him. I think it would be better to buy a property in M4. I mean, that's a bit strange, you know, like, why does your uncle want you to buy his flat? You know what I mean? I read into little things like that, you know, like, I understand, like, oh, maybe he's got it on the market or whatever, in it. And I was about to say, maybe he wants to get rid of it. Why the fuck does he want to get rid of it? Why does your uncle want you to buy his flat? It's a bit strange, man. Me personally, if I was you, I'll just go and buy just a completely different property. completely different property. Imagine, yeah, this guy, yeah, bought a flat off of his uncle. And then, I don't know, let's say a couple of years later, the flat is empty after he was renting out the flat to people. And then his uncle's like, oh, do you mind if I rent the property? And that, boom, gets his uncle in there. And then well, 6 months later, the uncle stopped paying rent. The uncle's going to feel like it's his flat. Remember, he once owned it. Right, so who's saying hello? So Bagsin said, yes, big man, yes, yes. You've been dropping them reaction videos lately. Yeah. Done a few reaction videos for my Patreon on that. So obviously, man's got reaction videos all booked up till like May next year or April next year. But well, that's that. Well, yeah. So yeah, I've got reaction videos booked up till May or April next year. But I was just doing a few, so I thought, some of these are good enough to, you know, I mean, they're all good enough to drop on TikTok, obviously. But yeah, some of them. I thought, yeah, let me just drop some on TikTok. What do you think about Airbnb and those people selling courses like Samuel Leeds? I mean, it just depends on how much the courses are in it. If the courses are mad expensive, boy, that's up to you, man. I don't know. I don't know about these courses. A lot of people try and mock me, you know, like, this guy's selling courses and that. But I don't sell no course. The young youths, people hit me up on Instagram or TikTok. How's a mentoring session work? So obviously, first and foremost, obviously, I find out your name, your age, where you're from, where you grew up, you know, education, what you do for a living, how much you got in savings, what's your living circumstances and that. And I always ask them like, how did you discover my content? Name one thing you like or agree with, or one thing you disagree with, and that. And then we just take it from there. So, for example, yeah, like I had a guy who he owned a flat, and I ain't gonna say what company it is, but basically there's a shop that is so stupid that this shop doesn't sell the items that the shop sells in the shop online. So this shop is a big shop, it has no online store, which is dumb. He was talking about how he wanted to list the items that the shop sells on eBay. So what he would do is he would go and buy the items from the store, which is quite close to his house, and go and list them on eBay and then wait for sales. And I said, don't do that, because you're going to go and buy like, I don't know, 20 items of clothing and that, and you might not sell those 20 items of clothing. So this is what you do. You list the items of clothing that are in the store online, and when you get sales, then you go and buy it and then resell it. Now, obviously, unfortunately, a man might get caught out one time where an item is sold on eBay, but when he goes to the shop to get it, they ain't got it. Well, what you do is you just offer them an alternative, or obviously definitely refund them back their money, but if not, offer them an alternative. And then let's say just give them a stupid little free gift on top. So let's say, I don't know, you're selling some black t-shirts and they run out of black t-shirts. Ask them if they prefer red or white. And if they do agree to it, then just give them a little free gift on the side. Simple. Like if a chick has, I don't know, let's say a chick wants to, like, I don't know, sell makeup or whatever. Fucking just list a bunch of makeup and that. And then when you get sales, go and find the makeup and then sell it. Simple, obviously, as long as it's something that you could easily acquire, and don't be listing cars that you don't actually have. That's kind of mad still. My clothes that are worn are on Depop. Oh, do you know what? I think I knew a girl before that used to sell clothes on Depop. I didn't know her, but I know of her, innit? And I'm sure I saw her selling clothes on Depop or something like that. That she literally like would. I don't think her head was in the picture, but yeah, it was like yeah, neck down photo of a dress, and she would sell it. I'm like, what? People are really selling, people are really buying secondhand clothes out here. Oh, big up, big up, big up. So this user, bare numbers ending in 043. Big him up. He said, I asked you 2 years ago if I should go ahead and become a lawyer. You said to do it and stick with it. I've got a year left of the degree. Bro, massive thank you to you for giving me the advice 2 years ago. Yeah. Make sure you stick to it. Don't be a flip-flopper. So many people right now. Ask your mom, ask your dad, ask your friends, ask your cousins, ask older man at your workplace or older women at your workplace. Do it tomorrow. Do it and say to them, were there any courses that you started in college that you didn't bother to finish? Just ask the question. And if they ask you why, just say, oh, I got a little cousin he's undecided on what he wants to do. Because you can't ask anyone no questions nowadays without people getting defensive and that. So yeah, there's so many people out here, they start this course, start that course, they just don't finish nothing. Flip-floppers. Me, I just done electrical and that's it. None of this bouncing around. Obviously, man's had bare different electrical jobs, partly because I've just been getting fired from bare jobs and that. But I've always still been an electrician. Man wasn't doing all these different courses and, I'm going to do trading and that, and fucking BT, City Fiber and that, and shot local 10 bag of weed and that. None of that bullshit. None of that, man. Man, for learn to stick to things. It's the thing. When you bounce around, you lose time as well. Think about it. Imagine, yeah, every couple of years, you're switching job roles, like just switching jobs. So you go from Sky to Virgin. Well, I don't know, you might have to shadow a man for 3-4 months. Work for Autoglass, you have to shadow a man for 3-4 months. Oh, I'm gonna go and retrain as a gas engineer. Well, that's 2 years or something like that. You gotta stick to things, man. Oh, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring. Yo, I'd rather be bored but be saving time than it's just a waste of fucking time, man. A man said, bro, I'm a bus driver. I don't feel like working. Listen, you could have the greatest job ever. There's going to be days where you don't feel like working. Obviously, other jobs, certain jobs, it's going to be easier to not feel like working. If you're a bin man or you're shoveling shit all day long, then yeah, of course you're not going to feel like getting up to go to work and do your thing. But that's probably because you ain't getting paid enough. I'm telling you right now. I'm an electrician, earn like £300 a day. If they wanted to pay me £1,000 a day to shovel shit, I would work and shovel shit every day for £1,000. I don't give a fuck. I don't go to work to say I'm employed, and I don't go to work for some ego. There's a lot of people with ego out here, a lot of electricians, yeah? You could have an electrician who earns £300 a day, and you could offer to pay that electrician £1,000 a day to be a painter and decorator. And they will say no. Do you know why? Because they're a proud electrician. Yo, you see these individuals, yeah? They don't go to work to earn money like me. They go to work to just be employed. My workplace, they were giving me 4 jobs a day, 5 days a week. I'm thinking like, what? So anyway, I had this crazy JY's idea. Because I was doing 5 jobs a day before, why don't I just do 5 jobs, 4 days a week? Because instead of doing 4 jobs times 5 days, which is 20, why don't I take Monday off and do 5 jobs, 4 days of the week? It's still 20. I told my manager, I don't come to work to be employed. I come to work to earn money. So if I can do the same amount of jobs in 4 days, I'm going to do it in 4 days instead of 5 days. Why the hell am I going to come in for an extra day when I'd rather sit at home and do nothing than just turn up to work? The hell, don't make no sense. Man said Jay loves a bit of water glass references. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, you're supposed to go to work to earn a decent salary so that you can live a decent lifestyle, and also, most importantly, put money away to make investments so that those investments bring you back a return. And if you have enough investments, then you no longer need to work. Everybody that you see that's 50, 60 years old still working is because they haven't figured that out. They haven't figured that out. And they also have not found a purpose, because there are some people who they could not work because of their investments, but then they'll be bored. Yeah, because they haven't found a fucking purpose. That's why. There's some people right now, if they lost their job, they would be depressed. Not because they have no money coming in, it's because they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Me, if I lost my job, I'll just do videos all day long. Do videos all day long. And in between that, I'll ride my motorbike. That's it. Man said, if JY's had $1 million in the bank, there's still no Mercedes. Nah, I probably would never buy a Mercedes anyway, man. I'd just probably get like a Ferrari or something like that. I don't know. So this is a good little one. And this is something that I've mentioned a few times. This individual's definitely probably seen some of my videos, including my reaction videos, to ask me a question like that. You never know. I don't know who this person is, or maybe they're just randomly asking me this. But anyway, Jay, what do you think of people complaining about foreigners taking council houses, council homes? I mean, only peasants fight over scraps. I'm gonna say it again. Only peasants fight over scraps. Do you think Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Alan Sugar, R.I.P. Lizzie the Goat, the Queen, do you think any of them give a damn about some foreigners taking a council house? Do you think I give a fuck about some foreigners taking a council house? There's a council house right here. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity, what color, what creed, what religion this individual here is. Right now, there's a white woman, but soon, one day, you know, there's going to be some new people moving. I don't give a damn who moves in there. Shut the fuck up, blood. That's it. That's it. I don't give a damn about the council houses. I don't give a damn if there's an empty council house that gets burned to the ground. Yeah. I have to reference empty because people might think I'm trying to say people inside. I don't care. A council house got nothing to do with me. When you've got money, and I ain't saying I'm rich, but what I'm saying, when you got money, you don't even worry about certain bullshit. You don't give a fuck. If you're a rich person, you don't care if Poundland goes into liquidation. You don't give a fuck if B&M shuts down all over the country. You don't give a shit about certain things. When you're mega rich, you think you give a fuck about Nando's? No. When you're mega rich, you think you give a damn if, was it Henry Ford? Yeah, Ford, the car company. You think you give a fuck about if Ford stops trading? You don't give a shit. When was the last time a rich person complained about MG, Rover, the car company, not producing cars for 15, 20 years? They don't give a damn, yeah? Yeah, when you got money, you don't care about certain things. I don't give a shit about no council houses. I don't aspire to live in a council house. Anyone that's worried about foreigners taking their council houses and that, it's probably because they're council people themselves. Or they're not far from it. Give a shit about council houses. What's it got to do with me? You think I would ever want to live in a council flat block? Bro. I work in these blocks and it's just full of maniacs. You're having to learn that that guy upstairs has psychological issues. I made a video about this the other day. I got this job to do, and 95% of my jobs are working in somebody's house or flat or bungalow. But 5% of the jobs are working in the communal blocks. So, you know, like the lights in the stairwell. So I went to this particular block, and as you go through the front main security door, there's 2 flats there, 2 flats there. You go on the first floor, same thing. Second floor, same thing. So all in all in the block, there's probably about 12 flats in this block. So as I've gone through the security door, there's a flat on the left, and this person is playing some loud headbanging music. And I'm thinking, how the fuck are these people in this block putting up with this headbanging music going on for half an hour, hours of the day, yeah? Anyway, I just knew this tenant was a problematic person because this person had a sticker of Oppressor Canario on their door. Now, I know dog breeds. Oppressor Canario is basically like a Cane Corso. Cane Corsos are Mastiff type dogs from Italy, but Oppressor Canarios look exactly the same, to almost exactly the same, but I think they're from Spain, yeah? So big dog. Boom. So I just knew this tenant was problematic. Anyway, let's say I was in this block in November. The following month, December, I had to go there. Knocked on the door, no answer. Cool. About within the last 4 weeks, I was given the same job. Go back over there, but be there at like 8 in the morning, yeah? Gone over there. The doors opened up with some woman. I'm like, oh. I was expecting this person to look a lot and be a lot different. So anyway, as I'm in the property now, this individual says, yeah, I'm just waiting here. That's why I needed you to come here early in the morning, because I had to leave my house and come here. The reason why I'm waiting here is because the man that has this flat, he's in prison. I was like, what's he in prison for? He tried to set the flat on fire on Christmas Day. This is the sort of people you will live next to when you live in a flat. Man that have psychological issues, that when they get lonely on Christmas Day, they want some attention, so they set the fucking flat alight. Bro, you could have killed some people in that block, all because you're lonely. Yo, I thought this individual was young, 25 years old or something like that. The woman told me the guy's like 50 years old. I was like, 50? She was like, yeah, he's in his 50s. Madness. Fucking madness. This is the sort of shit you're gonna come across when you're in a council flat. Where are you gonna find a maniac? You're not gonna find him in a 3-bed detached house with 2.4 children. You're gonna find him in a fucking dirty council flat. So I don't give a damn about no council flats or council blocks. In my opinion, this is the way it's supposed to be. Council people live in flats. Do you know why? Because houses are a waste of space. You've heard me say this before. I want to build flats, not houses. There's a reason for it. Because if you've got the same size physical building, if you convert that building into flats as opposed to one house, the individual flats collectively are going to be worth more than that house. For example, my first house, the one that I was always doing the videos from years ago, whatever, and that, I was going to convert that into 2 flats. As it stands right now, that house is worth 210, yeah? If I was to convert it into 2 1-bed flats, they'll be worth 130 each. 130 times 2, that's 260. So I've just proved that if you have a physical building that you convert into 2 flats, it's going to be worth more than one house, because houses are a waste of space. They are an inefficient use of space in terms of, you know, making profit. So there's this place in Northampton. They used to call it the jungle. Yeah, it was called Berkeley House. Now I haven't been in Northampton long enough to have seen this place. I've only been up here a few years in there. Yeah, but obviously I bought my property a long time ago, but I never knew this area. So when I was coming around, I didn't give a fuck. But the tenants told me that, yo, there's this place near the town centre called the Jungle. It was called Berkeley House, yeah? And it was terrible over there, like red light district, women selling themselves and just bare drugs and needles and that kind of foolishness and that. They knocked it down, and for a long while there wasn't any construction work going on, because basically they found a piece of metal buried deep underground, and they must have thought that it was an undetonated bomb from like the war or something like that. So they didn't want to build on top of it, because obviously if you think that there's an undetonated bomb buried underground, I mean, that is not a good idea to fucking build on top of it, because what if it goes off? I mean, the war was fucking in the 40s and that, we're like almost fucking 80 years on or whatever. What's the chance of it detonating? But anyway, they didn't want to build on top of it. So recently they started building houses. And I've looked at these houses and I thought to myself, why are they building council houses? It's such an inefficient use of space. They need to put council people in flats. When you're rich enough, then you will have the luxury of a driveway and a back garden. Until then, you and your 2.5, 6.2 children have to bundle up in a flat. Shit. So that's it, man. See, look, he said, look, more flats fit on the same land as a house. Yeah, you can. Remember, you can always build up with flats. Yeah, you can't do that with houses. When have you ever heard about people living in a house where their neighbors live above them? Right, let me see if this. Right, man's got 99 comments, you know. Shit, boy. Someone said, how old are you, sir? I'm 32, man. Jay, why do guys always want to travel to poor countries on a lad's holiday? Obviously, without getting into the main reason for that, you know, I'll just say, you know, cheap drinks and cheap food and whatnot. But obviously, we know why a lot of guys want to go to the poor countries and that. They want a low-hanging fruit. They want to go over to these foreign countries with their £50 in their pocket and think that they're going to bag themselves a 9 out of 10, bro. And then there was literally a video that I saw. I actually dropped a snippet of it today on the JY's TV, just a regular account. And basically, this black brother from America, he's a neek still. He went over to Poland and he was complaining about Polish women, like, not just letting off. It's like, yo, you're moaning about women in America being sexually liberated and just bossing it open for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But then you go over to Poland and you moan that you have to run game on them because they're not willing to sleep with you on a first date. The fuck you talking about? This guy was literally moaning about American women just sleeping around, you know, not having no respect for themselves, whatever and that. But then you go over to Poland and you moan that you still have to raise them up. You still have to drop game on them. They're not willing, really. They're not, it's kind of hard to sleep with them on the first night and that. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. The exact thing he's moaning about in his home country, he wants that elsewhere. The only time I can respect these passport bros, guys, yeah, is if they went over there to find a proper, you don't have to be a wife, you know what I'm saying, like a proper full-time woman that they want to bring over or something like that, because they just feel like the women in their country are trash. And yeah, but if you're moaning about women in your country, you know, never having their legs closed and that, but then you go over to a poor country like, or you know, another country like Poland, and you're moaning about the women them being frigid and that, and not giving it up on the first night. What are you talking about, man? That's like that's like someone saying like, yo, man, yeah, man, I just need to get out of the hood, man. There's just too much gun violence and gang violence and that. And then they move to somewhere like Northampton and they're just running around trying to wreck and start a new gang and beat up people. What? That kind of sound like me. No, I'm joking. But no, still, the very same thing you're running away from, you're trying to do that in the next country or next area. These people are fucking jokers, man. If you ain't getting girls in your country, hey, you gotta look to yourself, my friend. You got to get out and socialize if you want women. No woman is gonna come and knock on your fucking front door. I was watching one of AMS's videos. It was so funny. He said, do you know where the best way and best place to meet women? He said, watch this. This is some game for you. Watch this. Anywhere outside your house. It's fucking funny. I said, anywhere outside your house. He said, you stand a better chance of meeting a woman going to your post box, because you know, like in America, they have the post box outside the house, than sitting in your house. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. I guarantee you, yeah, if you lined up 100 men, 50 of them are social freaks. They're never in their house. Yeah, literally drinks after work. Saturday night they're out. Sunday night or just Sunday during the day they're at this event, whatever and that. They're out every single day, literally. You take that 50 guys and compare them to guys that sit in their house, jack off whilst playing Call of Duty. Who do you think is gonna have more interactions with women and get more numbers and get more dates? The first 50 guys that are out socializing, meeting women. You might just be out, a woman might even come up to you and talk to you. Like, you know, you're in the club or whatever and that. No woman's coming and knocking on your door. So you gotta get out. That's the thing, yeah? When men are bored, what they do is they fill their free time with playing video games. Maybe if they were bored, but they refuse to play video games, maybe they will just leave the house. Like AMS said, yeah? You're better off sitting in a fucking park, yeah? You'd be more likely to meet a woman sitting in a park on a bench than in your bedroom. Any day. Any day. So you gotta get out and socialize. One of my favorite little sayings of lately, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you've been doing the same thing day in, day out, for years on end, you're not gonna have no different results. That's all right, but just don't complain. Big up Jada. You go live on Mondays now. But you know what? I didn't even know what fucking day it was because I didn't go work today. So I thought it was Tuesday today, to be fair. Oh yeah, let me see if this thing's gonna work. But yeah. Basically, what I do is I'll go live on the day that I go running, so that when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel too tired. I don't want to go live on the because I go running every other day. So today was running day, so I'm going live. Let's say tomorrow, yeah. Let's say I didn't go live today, I wouldn't go live tomorrow because the day after tomorrow will be running day. And I don't want to have to get up early and be tired and that. So. Try and sign into this other one. So you go running, do you bang weights? Nah. I ain't done the gym thing in years, you know. Not properly anyway. Yeah, the gym thing's not for me, man. But I might get back into it. You never know. To be fair, I've been telling myself that I'm gonna get back into it. But hey, look, hey, JWise is human, you know. Human. Yeah. I tell myself I'm gonna do things and I don't do them as well. Yeah. So I'm human just like you. But the things that I tell myself that I want to do and don't end up doing, they're not that important. Yeah, because all right, I don't go to the gym, but I go running. I'm telling you, running is the hardest workout ever. Obviously, there's harder workouts if you really want to be clear, but running is the hardest thing. Like, yo, it is not a nice feeling to think, all right, I need to get up and just do an exercise continuously without no breaks. And in between that, then I'm gonna up the tempo and the speed by sprinting and that. And when I stop sprinting, I carry on just jogging and that. So I never stop. Yo, listen, running, yeah, is more than a physical exercise. It's a mental exercise. The mental exercise is, I'm going to do this regardless of how I feel, because I never feel like going running. But you know what? Like I've said many times before in my videos, I just imagine, I don't need to do it no more anyway, but I just imagine you have no use of your legs. Imagine how you would feel. Imagine, yeah, you was in a wheelchair. And let's say there's God. You know, I don't believe in God, but let's say there's God. Imagine God said to you, right, we'll give you back the use of your legs, but your tariff is you have to go running every day, unless there's something seriously wrong with you. I don't give a fuck if it's raining. I don't give a fuck if it's snowing. I don't give a damn if it's hailing cats and dogs. You're going running, or else you go back in the wheelchair. You see how fast a man blood clot go running, yeah? We take having a healthy body and a healthy brain for granted. Even something so stupid. Who's ever mashed up their finger with their writing hand? Yeah, if you've ever mashed up your index finger or something like that, let's say you do martial arts or boxing and you sprain your wrist or whatever, you mash up your finger and that, you can't even write properly. Yeah, we take little things for granted and that. If you ever was in beef and I don't know, someone chopped off your index finger, yo, yeah, you see how much you appreciate your index finger once it's gone. So yeah, man, as much as I hate running and that, I'm thankful to have arms and legs that are functional. So you know what, I'm gonna use them. Use it or lose it. That's my philosophy, man. Can't be lazy out here, man. Why don't you believe in God? I don't believe in no supernatural. I don't believe in no Loch Ness monster. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in no Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I don't believe in aliens and that. Don't get it twisted. I believe there's life on other planets, but do they come over here and, you know, abduct people and do all these crazy experiments? Hell fucking no. Did they build the pyramids? No. Are there such things as USOs? So you know what a UFO is, isn't it? Unidentified flying object. There's a thing called a USO, unidentified submerged object. It's basically like a UFO that goes underwater. There's people that believe in all this stuff. This is what's wrong with people. The human brain loves fantasy. Like, they can't just accept not knowing, you know, the answers to certain things and that. Like, this is why you got people doing stupidness like ghost hunting. The fuck are you hunting ghosts for? Like, you got a healthy brain and healthy body. Why are you not using that to earn some Ras Clark money? Now, if you make a TikTok account or a YouTube account out of it, and you're making some serious money by fooling people and making them think that you're chasing ghosts when you're just running around in an abandoned building that stinks with no electricity, then yeah, you knock yourself out if you're getting money from it and that. But there's people that actually truly believe in ghosts and they think that they can chase after them and that. Stupidness. That's why there's so many people that believe in all these conspiracy theories. You're sick in your head. How the hell can you look at the back of your toothpaste and think to yourself, right, the reason why there's a red label and a blue label and a yellow label is because The elites, they use the red. The common people use the blue. And the people who are in the middle, they use the yellow. Yo, I even Googled why the hell there's different labels at the back of the toothpaste. It's just so the machine knows where to cut the fucking toothpaste tube. That's it. That's the big secret. It's not no elitist, Illuminati classes. It's just where the machine knows how to cut or where to cut the toothpaste tube. And you've got people making whole hour-long videos about this bullshit. Get a fucking life, blood. Waste of human fucking energy. Anyway, right, yeah, big up man like Incognito. So a man asked me, what's the minimum amount to save a month? Obviously, it all depends on how much you're earning. But let's assume, you know, you're on 30 grand a year. I'll just say save £1,000 a month if you can. Yeah, save more if you can. But if I tell a man, oh, you know, save £1,000 a month and that, if you're earning 6-7 grand a month, you should not be saving £1,000 a month. Save as much as possible. So obviously, press 1 in the chat if you saw that video where I basically said that saving 10% of your salary is complete bullshit. And if I listen to those people who say, save 10% of your salary, this is where I would have been. So basically, it took me 3 years to save up 30 grand, yeah? Now, I wasn't saving up 10% of my salary. I was basically saving up 60% of my salary, yeah? Because at the time I was earning 1,800 and I was saving up 1,000. Well, 1,800, half of that is 900, which is 50%. So I was saving up £1,000, £1,000, which is basically, you know, 60%, yeah? So I said, this is bullshit. And this is where I would be if I listened to those people's advice by saving up 10% of my salary, which would have been 10% of 1,800 is £180. If I'd saved up £180 every month for 3 years, after a 3-year period, it would have been like 6 grand as opposed to 30 grand. Do you know, after that video, do you know what I actually did? This was recently. I actually wanted to work out how long it would have taken me to save up 30 grand by saving up 10% of my salary. At the time, my salary was 1,800. 10% of that was £180. Someone take a wild guess how long it would have taken me to save up 10% of my salary, which is £180 a month, to get to 30 grand. I'll give you like 5 seconds for someone to put that in the chat. When I saw it, I was like, this is why, yeah, I just listened to my own fucking advice. When I done the calculation, if I'd saved up 10% of my 1,800 salary per month, which is £180 per month, it would have taken me 14 years. It would have taken me 14 years to save up 30 fucking £1,000. I've done that in 3 years. Now that's all right if you live for 1,000 years, but we don't live for 1,000 years. So this is why you got to listen to my advice. Don't listen to these people on the internet say save 10% of your salary. Yo, are you a woman, blood? That's what chicks do, save 10%. It's like bullshit, blood. You're a man. You need to go above and beyond saving up 10% of your salary. Nonsense. So Jada said, where's that comment gone? Do you feel like women are stepping up in the workforce, it's leaving men behind? I don't really know, you know. I mean, if I just like listen to videos and that on YouTube, like especially like in America and that, then potentially, yeah. Potentially, yeah. But at the same time, let's say women are leaving men behind, they're still going to moan about the gender wage gap. There is no gender wage gap. Women on it is illegal to pay women less than men because of their gender in the UK or America or Canada or Australia. In some other third world country, then they probably do that. But in the Western world, it's illegal. The reason why men earn more money than women. When was the last time a woman asked for a pay rise? Any of you women that's in the chat right now, yeah, on YouTube, on JY's TV, on JY's TV 2.0. How many of you women ever asked for a pay rise from your boss? Because I've done it. I remember I phoned up the big boss of my company 3 times. Like one month, and then a couple months later, and then a few months after that. Yo, when are you gonna put up the rate? Don't give a fuck. Women feel like, oh, it's not my place. It's a bit rude. So that's first of all, women don't even try and negotiate extra pay. Plus, women don't do overtime like how men do overtime. When I was at that infamous Holborn job, there were women that worked on site. Obviously, there were less women, so there's going to be less chance of those individuals working overtime. But when there was a woman doing some overtime, she had to do it. She didn't even want to be there. Us, man, that was doing overtime, working till 10 o'clock, we wanted to be there. I would be vexed if they was telling me to go home at 5 o'clock at night. I wanted to minimum work till 8 p.m. Man was doing 10s. I remember the latest I ever left the job was 11. I had to phone my guys like, yo, you lot leave the site now, because he was working in a massive building and they were so far in the building, it was quicker for me to leave the building and phone them because there was no reception. So I left the building, went to the Holborn train station and phoned them and said, listen, you lot better get off site like now. They're like, yeah, we're just going down the stairs and that. Yeah. You think you would ever have to phone a woman and tell her to leave site because it's 11 p.m. at night? No way. No way. Plus, men are going to do jobs that are more technical. So obviously technical jobs require, I mean, they usually pay more. So women are not, you know, I was going to say victimized, but you know what the word is in that. Yeah. Women are not oppressed to the point where they can't, they're not oppressed at all. Women have more rights than men. Yeah, women getting free in clubs and that. So what are you talking about? But yeah, women don't get paid less than men because of their gender and that. They get paid less than men because of the job role that they choose to go into. How many women work in a fucking power plant? How many women gas engineers have turned up to your house to rip you off for a boiler installation for 4 grand? Women do the jobs that they want to do. OnlyFans, yeah, prostitution, yeah. They want to do the easy jobs. They don't want to do the hard jobs. I guarantee you, yeah, even if you could be offering to pay a woman £1,000 a day to shovel shit for 12 hours. She'll say no. She'll go rather work in a fucking nursery for £120 a day than shovel shit for £1,000. I'll shovel shit for £1,000 a day. No problem. I'll do it naked as well. I don't give a shit. Give me that £1,000 a day, boy. So a man asks, should I sacrifice my 20s? Yes. You don't have to sacrifice your 20s, but you're going to feel it in your 30s and 40s, my friend. You will feel it. At some point in your life, you're going to be humbled. You're going to have to live humble. You better live humble and make that sacrifice in your youth, or else it's going to catch up on you in your elderly age. At some point in your life, you're going to have to do some mad hours. You're going to have to be working some long hours. You're gonna have to live uncomfortable. You're better off working mad hours. You're better off living uncomfortable when you're young, fit, and at your best health, rather than when you're 45, 50 years old with 2.4 children. No, there's parents, yeah. During the summer holidays, they're dreading it. I was gonna actually just speak about buying the school uniform. I've done reaction videos. There's parents that dread the summer holidays. Do you know why? Because now they've got 2 mouths to feed during lunchtime. They ain't got no money to even feed their kids lunch. Imagine being that broke that you feel the burn on your pockets during lunchtime. Like, obviously, I ain't gonna be just feeding my son or daughter or whatever fish fingers and bullshit like that. That would be like a little treat and that. But these parents can't even afford to feed their kids fish fingers and sausages. Like, you know that cheap frozen food bullshit that you buy from Tesco? They can't even afford to do that. Imagine being that brass and broke that you can't afford to feed your child fish fingers and spaghetti hoops or spaghetti. Press 1 in the chat if you remember spaghetti letters. Yes, it has the letters and that. A, B, C and that. You can't even afford to do that. So anyway, what I was going to say is there's parents that dread the summer holidays because they know that their kid has grown over the summer holidays. Kids always seem to grow in the summer holidays, isn't it? It's just mad, isn't it? Their kids grow in the summer holidays and now they have to buy a new blazer, shirts and trousers and that, shoes. This is basic stuff. You know, there's kids that have to wear the same shoes that they wore last year in year 9, wear them in year 10. You know, it's just like industry standard. Every new year, get a new pair of shoes. Fresh kickers and that. Like, they might fuck them up within a week. I got a family member, her son, she bought her son some kickers. This boy battered them, fucked them up. Within a month, they were talking. He must have been playing football in the playground or something like that. Jada said blazers are like £140 in London. It's nothing to me. That's half a day's money to me. Do you know why it's half a day's money to me? Because I put the work in. Furthermore, I wouldn't even need to pay for it. One of my tenants that rent one of my properties, they can pay for my son or my daughter's blazer. This is the power of sacrifice. This is the power of getting paid your wage and deciding, you know what? Just because my friends are going out on the weekend and they're going to blow £200, fuck it, I'm going to save that £200. I'm going to stay in the house. Oh, but I've got to live my life. I've got to live my life. Yo, do what you want, mate. You can go and live your life when you're in your 20s and be broke in your 30s and your 40s. I'd rather live humble in my 20s and just live the life in my 30s and my 40s. I'm living life. Just because I ain't going on holidays, don't mean I'm living life. I've got money in my account. I don't have to worry about the heating bill or the electricity bill or the food bill or any bills coming through my front door. I remember was it like October, November or something like that? I just got hit with some random HMRC bill. Yeah, you still owe us 2,800. I just laughed. I just laughed. Most people, they were fucking broke down, boy. Who the hell's got 2,800 just to pay HMRC? And this is at a time where I needed the money as well. Yeah. Going towards a property purchase. Do you invest in startups? What do you mean, like startup companies? Yeah, no. The only investments I do is property. So obviously, you know, I should maybe look into diversifying my, you know, investments and that. like, you know, stocks and shares and shit like that, man. Yeah. Now it's just property and that. I mean, I have to just look at the numbers. You know, how much I'm putting in, how much I'm gonna be getting back out. Right. So anyway, Incognito said, Jay, quick question. What's the longest time your property has been void before you got new tenants? Oh my days. So obviously the house that I used to do the videos at, that's my first house. Now my second property, yo, that property was empty for a whole year. For 6 months, I swear I did no work on the property. But at the time, the mortgage was dirt cheap. The mortgage, yeah, was obviously this is interest only on a flat, yeah. This was before the rates went up. This before the base rate went up. The mortgage amount was like 90,000 I borrowed, yeah. The mortgage monthly payment was £106. Yo, it was so cheap. I had 2 vending machines in storage. Remember, I had the vending machine business? I had 2 vending machines in storage. The storage units together were more expensive than the mortgage. I should have put the fucking vending machines in the flat. The only problem is, we would have been getting up the fucking stairs. That would have been almost impossible. The property was costing me £106 a month, and the vending machine storage was like £147 a month. Mad. Nah, people are joining, but people are leaving. It's because the quality is shit. That's why. I'm gonna get a new phone anyway. Someone left a good comment. This is one that you young people need to listen to. You know, if you're 18, in your 20s, damn, even if you're in your 30s, there's people still living this dumb lifestyle. This Levi Archer, 96, he said, I ruined my early 20s on looking rich. Glad I've changed. Yeah. Do you know how many people right now that you can speak to who are in their 40s, who are driving a shit car, some mediocre dead car? I guarantee you, a lot of them, a good portion of them, if you ask them like, oh, was you ever driving a nice car back in the day? They'll say, yeah. When I was 22, I had such and such car. Now it'd be a piece of shit to us now, but back in the day, yo, that was the car. I remember one of my family members was talking about a car, like it don't even exist no more. Like it's probably like a classic car. It's called a Uno Turbo. Yeah, I heard like that was a car to have back in the day. You know what I mean? I don't know on what level of like how expensive it was and that, but yo, there would be people who would have been banging around in that car, showing off on the ends and that. Where are they fucking now? In a council house, driving a fucking 7-seater Ford Galaxy. Oh shit, blood. Co-worker had a Ferrari. Now it's an electric MG. That's what I'm saying. But you see the Ferrari, how new was it? Was it like some 20-year-old Ferrari? I'm like, a 20-year-old Ferrari, that's not a Ferrari in my opinion. Yeah. Luna said, yo. What, did you leave a comment or something? You said, read me now. Let me see. I'm not bringing no one on, man. I'm not interested. thing's fucking frozen, boy. This. Oh, okay. I said, what are you saying, law-abiding citizen? Yeah. I said, brother, what's with your cam? I'm on a shit quality phone, man. I'm gonna get another one soon. So, oh, is this Pat? Pat, the Polish girl. She said, when you planning on having kids? I don't know. Am I cooked if I'm 25 with 1K saved? I mean, it's not a good position to be in, but you know what? At least you've caught it right now. If you're asking if you're cooked, it means you know you are cooked. Whatever the fuck that means, but yeah, I kind of know what it means anyway. Yeah. But still have time to change it around. Do you know how many 40-year-old millionaires there are right now that was broke as a joke when they were 30 years old? So, and you ain't 30, so. Should you buy a property at 22 if you've got 40K saved? Yeah. Still living with parents? Yeah. Thoughts on marriage? I'm not getting married. You know, I was doing a mentoring session with a guy from Pakistan. Like, he's English, but that's his, you know, his background and that. And he said the dowry payment, I don't want to say 100%. He said the dowry payment was like £5. So he said that if he ever got divorced, let's say in Pakistan, yeah, all he would owe his girlfriend is like his missus is £5. So I'll take that, no problem. But unfortunately, it's not like that in the UK. You're gonna owe a lot more than £5, my friend. I can promise you that, boy. There's some guys that have lost everything due to their marriage. I met a guy on, I don't know, I think it was Friday or whatever. He told me that he used to have his own property, but after a split with his wife, that's why he's in a council house now, in a flat, with a maniac that was running around on the estate with a machete. Told you about them flats. Told you. One thing I was saying to a guy earlier today, yeah. So we all know what inheritance money is, isn't it? Like, you know, parent dies and you get dropped 20 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand, whatever, innit? Do you know what people should do with inheritance money? I know this is going to sound biased from me, but just bear with me. If people get inheritance money, do you know what they should do? Surprise, surprise, they should buy a property. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is there are some people who have got inheritance money, and I'm not even talking about the idiots that have just blown it on a car. There are some people who have got inheritance money and decided, you know what? I'm going to start a business with this inheritance money. That's all well and good. But I say don't do that ever. Now, if it's 5 grand inheritance money, yeah, go and start a business with that. It's 5 grand. Okay? But if you get some serious inheritance money, like, I don't know, 100, 150 grand in that, do not start a business with that money. Because as you know, 99% of businesses go bust. 99% of businesses fail. Businesses are not going to be around forever. I know we think McDonald's and Burger King are going to be around forever, but they're not going to be around forever. At some point, those businesses are going to go into liquidation, as opposed to properties. Properties are literally going to be around forever. Imagine investing 150 grand into a business that might go under in under 10 years. How many hair salons or nail salons or barbershops have been around for 50 years? Now, there might be one in fucking Harlem somewhere, but how many hair salons, nail salons, barbershops, how many of them, how many do you don't know that have been around for 50 years? I guarantee you there's a lot more properties that have been around for 50 years. I'm sure this house is 50 years old. At least 40, definitely at least 40. So properties will always outlive every single business. Like, how dare you take inheritance money and gamble that with a business? You know what you should do? Take that inheritance money, let's say 150 grand, buy as much properties as possible, let's say flats or whatever, and then maybe a little 10 grand spare, go and invest that in a business. Or when you buy the buy-to-let properties and that, let's say you get 4 or 5 or whatever and that, collect the money, save up the profit, and then go invest that in a business. Don't ever, if you get inheritance money, don't ever invest it in a business. No, not the whole thing. Yeah, look at 5, 10 grand if you want, but not the whole business. No way. That is a disrespect to the person who done the work to accumulate that fortune. Now, they probably just accumulated it by just buying one little flat, and after 30 years, it's worth 150 grand or whatever. But yeah, I would never advise anybody. If they got inheritance money that was substantial to go and blow it on a fucking business. No way. What do you think of property management companies? I mean, there's a market for it. You're talking about managing the properties, or do you mean the maintenance? But either way, there's a market for it anyway. Right, the person said, look at my comment. I'm 70 with 20 bags. There's no way to get on a property ladder. What should I do? Why is there no way to get on a property ladder? You can wait until, I can't remember how old you have to be to get a buy today. Is it 18 or 21? I'm not too sure. But just wait until you're at the right age. Even if you're not working, you have no job, you can still get a buy-to-let mortgage. Because there are some lenders that don't require any income whatsoever. They just need you to have the deposit. The reason why you don't need no income is because, you know, it's not you that's relying on paying the mortgage, it's the tenant. What is a buy-to-let? A buy-to-let is when you buy a property to rent it out to John or Paul or Kathy. You cannot legally live in a buy-to-let. It's a residential that you live in. So if your mum and dad buy a house to move into to live in, or you buy a house to move into or live in, then that's called a residential. If you buy a house or a flat so that John and Paul can rent it out, that's called a buy-to-let. Oh, okay, so someone said you create startups and sell them off. Kicked out at 18, no bread advice. Well, where are you living? When you're gonna buy a buy-to-let with a 20 grand deposit, I mean, you can go further up north, you know. I mean, not too long ago, 2-3 years ago, you could have got a 1-bed flat in Northampton for 100 grand. I bought one for 105. Now you can't get, I mean, you might be able to, obviously on auction or whatever, some crap like that. Yeah, but it's not going to be easy to come across a buy-to-let flat for 105 grand or 100 grand. But I bought a buy-to-let flat for 105 grand 3 years ago. Big up Oliver with a W. Big up Mukta. iPhone or Androids? Androids. Someone say, how you doing, JY? Yeah, man, I'm good, man. What should I invest in if I can't afford a property? What are you into? Would you rather buy and sell cars? I mean, this is the thing, yeah, with social media as well, like, yo, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can buy and sell cars and make a bit of money doing that. And also, you can vlog your journey. People are going to want to follow you. Them car fanatic, man, they're going to want to follow you. So you can literally kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Instead of just making money from buying and selling cars, you can document it. And eventually, when you get enough views and that, then you can start, well, subscribers or followers, depending on if it's YouTube and TikTok, but post on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, then you can make money off of it. You can get sponsorships. You can advertise the new Pirelli fucking tires and that. Listen, we are living in the easiest time right now to make money. I remember I was at some old woman's house. This woman's like in her 70s, yeah? And she was talking about like back in the day, like in the 60s, how difficult it was. So she said there was no benefits back in the day. If you didn't have money, you didn't eat. I'm like, serious? And she was like, serious. There wasn't even supermarkets. So she was like, you see all these Tesco's and Sainsbury's and that? There was none of that. I'm like, no supermarkets. She was like, no, there would be a greengrocer's local to you or wherever you live. And that's it. There was no such thing as supermarkets. Now, maybe there was one supermarket in London somewhere or whatever, because it's the capital city of the country. But in normal areas like towns and that, there was no supermarkets. It's called idiot greengrocers with rotten apples and that. Yeah. So she said, yeah, if you didn't have money, you didn't eat. You'd have to steal or something like that. So I was like, well, what happened to the children? She said, obviously, there was a bit of sympathy for the children back in the day. The children would have to go into a workhouse. I said, what the hell is a workhouse? He said, exactly what that is. Exactly how it sounds. The children, they live in a workhouse. So they have to work there in order to have somewhere to sleep. And they get food in return for working. So they work, and in return, they get food, water, and shelter. Yo, we got it too easy. Imagine, yeah, you had people living in an environment and in a time like that. And now you got people who cannot be bothered to work, take advantage of the benefit system and say, do you know what? I'm just going to work 16 hours a month or 16 hours a week so that Universal Credit can top me up so I can get 2 grand. So I'm just going to do 16 hours a week. Or worse off, people that just, there's generations of people, yeah? You've got the grandma that's 60, the mom that's 40, and the daughter that's 20, that's probably just had a child as well. And all of them have been on benefits, never worked. You got families like that. Just watch that program Benefit Street. Big up man like Dosa David. Someone wanted to know how to stop caring. Maybe you need to stop being outcome dependent. Imagine, yeah, like you get a girl's number. If you're outcome independent, so you don't care about the outcome. You don't give a fuck if she texts you back. You don't give a damn if you ever hear back from this girl. But if you're outcome dependent, like you're like, yo, this has got to work, you're gonna care about it. Oh, how to stop caring? Start living in abundance. Don't get twisted. You ain't gonna just be able to wake up now. I'm just gonna live in abundance and that. Yo, depends on what the situation is. You have to give me a more specific situation for me to be able to answer that question properly. Caring about what? I said that's PUA talk. I mean, it's the realest talk. Just because it's pickup artist PUA talk, that doesn't mean it ain't real. It ain't the truth. It's funny that you say that. I'm not saying you're saying this, but I remember a man said to me when I told him this, he was like, "What? You watch dating coaches? You watch dating coaches?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" But then a man years later will wonder why I've got my girlfriend under lock and key and I've got her on Smash and he don't have his missus on Smash. Because he hasn't learned from the dating and relationship coaches. Me, I learned from them. I learned that, hey, when during a breakup, the best thing to do is to do nothing, which is counterintuitive because you would think if your girlfriend breaks up with you, your best bet of getting her back would be to run after her and beg her and tell her how sorry you are. I'm telling you right now, your best bet of getting your girlfriend back if she breaks up with you is to tell her to fuck off. And that's it. You will stand more, I guarantee you, if they played out 100 situations, yeah, where a guy's girlfriend broke up with him, 50 guys said, okay, fuck off then. And the other guys, 50 of them begged the woman back. I guarantee you, the guys that told the girl to fuck off and did nothing, their girls will come back faster and stronger and have more respect for that guy than the guys who begged the woman back. Yeah, we live in a backwards world. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if it's ethical or morally right. I'm telling you, this is how women respond. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's legal. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying this is what it is. Yeah, tried and fucking tested thousands of times. It works every time. Big up man like no shit. This is one of my school friends. Right. Jay was, I want to be an electrician, but I want to say so I can look the best in Edmonton. Advice. You don't need any advice. The fact that you're asking me this means you know the answer to it. I'm not going to give you no advice. Just watch my videos. You will come to that conclusion. You will come to the right conclusion. You'll be able to figure it out for yourself. Someone said, Jay Wise, what happened to AY London? Why? What happened to AY London? Is he all right? I might have to message him, you know. I got him on Instagram. Is it because you ain't seen him in the chat? Is that why you're asking, yeah? Yo, AY London had the deepest voice. I remember one time he phoned up. Oh, you say, yeah, he's inactive. I'm sure he's good, man. I'm sure he's good. I'm sure he liked one of my posts on Instagram not too long ago anyway. I said, JY is the realest speaker. Yeah, man. People, oh, hey, you have no filter and that. Yo, man, I just keep it real. And some of the things that I say might be hurtful, but I don't give a shit. Just like, you know, like organ donation, I'm not donating my organs to nobody, no family, nothing like that. Because I'm not cutting down my life by 15, 20 years for someone to sit on a sofa and not be productive. If I sacrifice my life and my years for you, you best make it worth my while. It's just like lending someone money. If I lend you money and you don't pay me back on time or in a timely manner, you best not be eating no pizza heart. I don't want you buying no new trainers. I don't want you going out to eat with your friends. I don't even want you getting a haircut, because that's money that you could be giving to me. Imagine there's people right now, yeah, who owe people £200, but they're going out and getting a haircut. They're going out and they're buying new trainers and that. That is a disrespect to the people that you borrowed that money from. You're not going to borrow my organs and cut down my life by 15 years. So what, you can just sit on a sofa and watch the latest Netflix series that comes out. Oh, some fat chick killed someone and now she's been released from prison. Now everyone wants to know about her story. And that. Well, who's the woman? What's the woman's name again? She pitched some man that done something to her or whatever in it. And then she got released from prison. Now everyone wants to know her story. You think I'm going to give up my organs and cut my life down by 15 years for you to watch that crap? Oh, you must be crazy. You must be crazy, blood. It's just like what I was saying earlier about the not going running or can't be bothered to exercise when there's people who are in the wheelchair or, you know, bed bound or paralyzed and that. I'm not going to give you more life for you to waste it. So you can just exist. Yeah, man. If I cut down my life by 15 years and I want you working every fucking day, because I work every day. Yeah. The reason why I'm off on Mondays now is because if I can do the same amount of jobs in 4 days, why am I gonna work 5 days? And they're limiting the amount of jobs because we're coming to the end of the contract and that. So they give me 20 jobs a week, 4 jobs every day, which is 5 days. So 4 jobs times 5 days is 20. I said, nah, give me 20 jobs in 4 days. I'll do 5 jobs 4 days a week. But other than that, I work every fucking day. If I could work Saturdays and Sundays, I would work Saturday and Sunday. Remember, for the I don't know, since the beginning of December to maybe the mid-February, I was working every Saturday. On a Friday evening, I'll be phoning my manager. I haven't received the work for tomorrow, which is Saturday. Where's the work? Where's the work? Where's the work? Because they're not in on Saturday, so that if there's a problem with me not getting the work, they can't do nothing about it because they're not working. So I made sure that I got that Saturday work on Friday evening. I used to phone them, and sometimes they don't answer the phone because they might be busy at 4:30. I would drive to the office and sit in the office until I got that work and I didn't leave. Yeah. Most people on a Friday evening, they're late Friday afternoon, they're bussing out. Quickly go home, not wash properly, but just put on a look at idiot Adidas, all the toilet, men's perfume, and then them Peacocks, blue Bilderman jeans and that, and go to the pub. That's what they're doing on their Friday late afternoon, early evening. I'm sitting in the office making sure that there's fucking work for the next day. That's why I got so many properties and that. It's because, you know, I'm willing to work. Like I've been saying earlier, obviously I just use it because I think it's a great analogy, and that, you know, there's a guy I'd say is probably a little bit better than me as an electrician, as an electrical tester. But I guarantee you I've got more properties than him. I guarantee I've got more money than him. Not because I'm better than him. I'd say, yeah, he's probably better than me. Just because I work harder. I work more consistently than him. When he's doing 4 jobs a day, I'm doing 5. When he's working 5 days a week, I'm working 6. Simple as that. My attendance rate is higher than his. So that's why I'm more richer than him. And that's the thing as well. Even if you're shit, even if you are shit, if you show up every day and you make the effort, by default, you're just going to get better anyway. But people are going to want to invest in you. People are willing to give you that time of day just because you show up and you make the effort. You could be the shittest punch thrower on planet Earth. If you show up to that boxing gym every day or every session and you pay your subs and you're the first person in and last person out, whatever, and that, yeah, your boxing coach, he will want to invest in you. Yeah, he will want to take the time out to train you. Pick up man like Andrew Tate. He was talking about when he used to do the kickboxing thing. That's what I'm saying. You guys should listen to Andrew Tate because he would just be dropping gems. Yeah. He used to talk about when he used to do the kickboxing thing, and he said at his gym, new people would always try and rock up, just random people. Oh, yeah, I want to join this boxing gym and that, or this kickboxing gym. So what his coach used to do is, okay, you want to join the kickboxing gym? Go over there and hit the heavy bag, and you just say, go and hit it, and yeah, there'll be people there hitting the bag for an hour. And they think, fuck this, I can't be bothered, and piss off and never come back again. Good. That is a fucking good technique. Weed out the people that are not dedicated. Because why should Andrew Tate's kickboxing coach give up his time to hold pads for someone and give that person his time for someone that's not really serious? Yeah, go over there and hit the heavy bag. And if you get bored or you don't think it's for you, then fuck off then. Because more than likely, you probably would have dropped out after 6 months. What was the point of his coach taking time to train someone for 6 months who's going to leave? Yeah, you go and hit the heavy bag and that until you're bored. If I was a football coach, I would apply that same knowledge. Yeah, that same technique. Do kick-ups for an hour. Get bored of that? Fuck off. Simple. Simple. Hold on a minute. So we got no shit. He said, an older man, he gave a kidney to his bro, went through hell, wife left him, many years to recover. His brother had the opposite, but stopped taking meds after 3 years and body rejected. So what happened? Did he end up dying or something like that? How many properties have you got currently? 5. Check back in 7 days. Why do you call YOY ISIS? What do you mean? It's called HMP YOY ISIS. It's called ISIS. That's the name of the prison. So it was a fucking war zone, yeah. Every day that bill was going off. Every day. Someone was getting their jaw spun and wrapped up in fucking education, bro. Every single day, fam. I'll be coming off in about 15 minutes. Is there Muslim gangs in YOI? I mean, probably not as much, but yeah, there probably are some. Obviously, there was man on my wing, you know, they were Muslim, but I don't think it was Muslim gangs like that. I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention. Didn't really give a shit, to be fair, as well. But maybe the Muslim gang thing's more in the older man, big man jail. I don't know. But regardless, I would not be joining no faith just to avoid beef. If you saw Andrew Tate, you're getting a picture of him, no? If I saw Andrew Tate, I would not be running up to him to be getting no picture. I would just become important enough for him and for him to want to speak to me. So you man are trying to go. People are trying to go about it the wrong way. Man, you become famous and important enough so that first and foremost, you're the one where people want to take pictures with you, and secondly, they can see you as a peer, and they don't mind, linking up with you or at least being in contact with you. I had a guy today and yesterday messaging me talking about, yeah, he want to link up for a coffee and that. He's a finance guy. He does like finance and that. He's got like 100K followers on Instagram and that. Gives money, it gives advice on finance and maybe property, and I don't really know too tough. He wants to link up for a coffee. Do you know why? Because he sees me as a peer. He sees me as someone on his level. He's a bit older than man, but this is the thing. When you put the work in and that, people are gonna recognize that, yo, this guy, knows his thing or whatever and that. People are just gonna automatically see you. Obviously, people of levels, obviously, are gonna see you as a peer. I guarantee if I was exactly the same person, but I'll say that, yeah, man, just, at my mom's house, I even got a room right now, but I'm just on my mom's sofa and I'm still doing research to work out if Tupac Shakur is still alive and that. You think you want to hit me up for a fucking coffee? Man, get out of here, blood. Who was the main Muslims? Asians or Somalis? I mean, wouldn't it be a mix? But I can't remember. I can't remember. I mean, obviously in ISIS, it was just mainly blacks, obviously. It was mainly blacks. In ISIS, they had a thing. If you're not black, you're getting taxed. Now, obviously, there's a certain man that'll be able to slip through the net and that. There was one Albanian guy in ISIS. Nobody would tax him. I don't think anyone would have been testing him. Now, if he tested someone, then yeah, I will fire back. What I'm saying is, I could just tell by the way this guy carries himself, a black man would think twice about testing this guy. Yeah, for real. I remember seeing him on the exercise yard one time. Nah, man, I'm not accepting no request, man. Yeah, that's it. Become too important to be invisible. Yeah. Become too important to be ignored. That is the realest truth. It's one of my favorite quotes from Andrew Tate. Become too important to be ignored. I've seen Tanks make a video on it. What did he make a video on? Because obviously this comment might be a bit slow coming over. How can a man have a TikTok account named Brad Pitt, Not Brad Pitt, Brad Pitt. Oh, property prices crashing eventually one day. Yeah, it's always people that don't have property want to talk about the property crash. You know what? There's so many people. Oh man, I see all these videos. Nadia showed me a video today talking about how this guy was justifying why you shouldn't buy a property and that. Like, oh, everyone says renting is a waste of money. You get no value from renting. Then he was talking about, yeah, but when you go to a sushi restaurant, you pay for sushi. You don't get no value from that. Like, how are you comparing buying a property to eating fucking sushi, blood? Are you stupid? Man talking about man making videos about how property is a scam. Yeah, people make videos about how property is a scam and mortgages are slave to the devil and some bullshit like that. Yeah, because you ain't got no fucking property. You probably have such bad credit. You might be a businessman. You might have a business, but you still have shit credit. So you can't get a mortgage. And then like it's like a coping mechanism. Like, what is like I was saying this scenario today, yeah? You never hear people talking against owning a business. You never hear people talking against stocks and shares. You never hear people talking about, investing in gold. You don't even hear people talking against trapping and drug dealing. But you always will see videos on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or TikTok, maybe even Facebook. You will always come across videos where people are talking against property and mortgages. Why is that? You never hear people talking against stocks, S&P 500, investing in gold, starting a business, trading. If you Google it, if you search it on YouTube, yes, you will find videos where people are talking against all of the above I just mentioned. Trading, gold, S&P 500, stocks and shares, business. You will find videos if you look. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to look on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram Reels, but videos will pop up on your feed where people are talking against property and being a landlord. Why is that? It's like this whole world has beef with landlords. It's landlords versus the rest of the world. It's not even against renters or whatever in that. It's just landlords versus the rest of the world. There was a video that I done. If you go on like JY's TV 4.0, you will see some clips of this place. I've titled it a couple of times on a couple of the videos, the infamous Temple Fields, yeah? So there's this place called Temple Fields in Harlow, which is Essex. They converted a commercial building, which was like, I don't know, some sort of insurance building, probably had like 10 floors or something like that, into, I think it was 127 units or 400 units. I feel like it was 127 units. I don't know why that random number popped up into my head. But yeah, let's just go with like 127 units, yeah? They converted into 127 units. And it was a private contractor. So, a man with a company, yeah, so non-government, non-council funded. He bought this building, which was a commercial building, and renovated it and turned it into temporary accommodation. These people were living in matchboxes, literally. You're lying in your bed and your sink is here and your fucking toilet's over there, yeah, like tiny, yeah, not that bad. In a fucking prison cell, but it was tiny, yeah. This woman was campaigning against shutting down and stopping all these commercial buildings getting turned into temporary accommodation. Now, we know right now, yeah, there's a housing crisis in the UK. There's not enough homes. People are struggling to get accommodation. Why the hell would you be against people buying commercial buildings and turning them even into matchbox studio flats to provide temporary accommodation? Isn't it better for somebody who is homeless to live in a matchbox than to live out on the streets? If you're homeless right now, wouldn't you rather live in a tiny studio flat than be fucking sleeping on a park bench in Pins Park and getting pissed on by a fucking fox? The reason why this woman had a problem, the reason why this woman had beef with a private contractor turning a commercial building into temporary accommodation is because she don't want the rich to get richer. I guarantee you, I would put strong money on it. If it was the exact same building, the exact same commercial building, but it was ran by Harlow Council or whatever, Essex Council, she wouldn't have no problem with that exact same building with the exact same particulars. Studio flats, tiny as hell. She wouldn't give a shit that the council owned it. It's because there's a private contractor making more money. And these broke people have a problem with the rich getting richer. Why not? Why shouldn't the rich get richer? If you keep doing the same thing day in and day out, you're going to move forward in that direction. Good or bad. If you keep doing the right things day in, day out, you're going to make more money, you're going to save more, you're going to invest more, you're going to become richer on a long enough time scale. If you keep doing the bad things day in, day out, you're going to get worse and worse and worse off. It's very simple. So yes, the rich should get richer and the poor should get poorer because they're moving in that direction. They're not doing anything to counteract the direction that they're moving in. If, you know, rich people stop doing the things that they were doing day in and day out and they went the other way, well, eventually they would become poor. And poor people, if they stop doing the things that they do day in, day out, which are bad things, and started doing good things, eventually they would become rich. Very simple. But there's people out here, they just don't want the rich to get richer. They don't. They don't want the rich to get richer because they don't see themselves as being rich. Me, I see myself as being rich one day. So of course I want that rich to get richer. Something wrong with these people. Why the hell do you give a damn if other people are making money? What's that got to do with you? Now, obviously, if you heard that someone is selling, I don't want to say it just in case I get banned. What's the thing that a woman pushes out after 9 months? Yeah? If you heard the man's doing that, that's different. You know what I'm saying, isn't it? But if you just hear people getting rich because they're providing temporary accommodation and that, okay, yeah, it's mad. It's bare small and that. It gives a shit. It gives a shit, man. Big up man like Shane. Oh my days. You know what? I literally just answered what you said, you know. What the question you asked, I basically just answered it, really. Yeah, because look, you left this at 10:16 and it's 10:22. I've been talking for a good 5 minutes about it. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, why should they blame the investors in that? So this bingo person said, you got no solution, just chat. So how do I get rich? So this bingo person wants to know how to get rich. Turn your volume up, save this snippet, watch and learn, boys. You get yourself a skill, you get yourself a trade, you get yourself an education. You search for the highest paying job that you can get in that field. Continuously, you know, find jobs that are paying you more than your previous job if it's practical. You know, if you're earning 38 grand a year and your workplace is 10 minutes around the corner, there's no point trying to find a 45 grand a year job, but you have to travel an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. Forget about even 30 grand or 45 grand a year jobs, because that's probably going to be PAYE. Once you get your skill, educational trade, you should go self-employed. And then you should work as much hours as possible so that you can earn as much money in a day as possible. When you get that wage, say 250, 300 a day, don't spend it on dumb shit. Save as much money as possible. Don't buy no Mercedes. Don't save 10% a month. None of that crap. No Montclair, no holiday every 3 months. None of that nonsense. You take that money that you save and invest it in something like a property. Yeah. You buy one property, you buy another, you keep, yeah. What happens is once you buy a few properties and that and you wait a few years, then they increase in value. You can take out the money and go and buy more properties. And once you do that a few times, you're probably going to be sitting on 6, 7, 10 properties, and that's how you become rich. That's the big secret. That's the big secret. So there's no excuse. And you're watching someone who's living it right now. Big up man like Tamu. Well, I can't remember how to pronounce it, Tamu, but yeah, big you up still. Big you up still. Would you say being self-employed is just as or more difficult as being PAYE? I mean, I think being self-employed is better than being PAYE. I don't understand you talking about difficult and that. And listen, you want to do things that are difficult. The reason why they're difficult is to filter out the lazy people. Imagine, yeah, God forbid we lived in a world where bum-ass broke people could become millionaires. I know it is an oxymoron, it doesn't even make no fucking sense, but imagine, like, you must know some people that live on your road or something like that, or local. Like, they're just, I don't want to say some words that are going to get this live stream taken down and that, but you know, like, just some real losers. Imagine those people could just wake up one day and be rich. Where would the fun be in becoming rich if anyone can do it? You want things that are difficult. The reason why you want a Ferrari is because no one else can drive a fucking Ferrari. The reason why you want a 10 girl, because most people will never have the luxury of dating a 10 girl. So you want what is difficult. Right, coming off in 5 minutes. Getting tired now. How much was your first property? 136,000. I put down a 10% deposit of 13,600. Look at this smart ass. So some smart ass person said, don't disrespect Dubai again. So a lot of people seem to think that Dubai is one stop away from destination heaven, like it's the Holy Land. They're comparing it to Mecca and all these kinds of places and that. Dubai is the same place where women go over there to get defecated on their chest. Dubai is the same place where that Ukrainian woman almost lost her life, or maybe lost her life, I don't know. I mean, don't disrespect Dubai and that. Bro, you ain't even fucking an Emirati. Talk about don't disrespect Dubai. Them people, they're Emiratis, don't give a fuck about you, blood. And I'm not disrespecting Dubai. I'm just saying I ain't going over there. Why is your book not available in audiobook? I ain't done it yet. Just ain't done it. What the hell? Restriction for farting in live now? What the hell? What is that? Coming off in 2 minutes. How old was you when you switched up and started this journey? Let's say 20 years old. And it was almost like I just woke up on the other side of the bed. I think one thing that changed my mindset, yeah, and this is going to sound wild. Who remembers watching Jerry Springer and he had the big security guard with the bald head, Steve Wilkos? Now, I used to watch Steve Wilkos' show, and yo, he used to just, it weren't even necessarily gems, but yo, my man had some morals and that. And I thought, you know what? There's a way to be in life, you know. And I don't know, I just woke up on the other side of the bed one day. Literally, just from watching that program, I don't know, just how he used to talk and conduct himself. He inspired me to get on the right path and behave myself. As mad as it seems, still Steve Wilkos. The maddest thing is, Not too long ago, I read as well, this guy got done. He used to be a police officer and a former Marine in America. He got done for drink driving. Where did you buy it? In Northampton? Hey, yo, are you from True Talk Only? Well, obviously, True Talk Only uses my videos on his page. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to call it that, yeah. What age did you stop smoking weed? Someone asked me just now, what age did you just stop smoking weed? Age -1. Age -1 doesn't exist because, you know, I didn't ever smoke weed in the first place. I'm not a follower, I'm not a sheep. I've never drank alcohol before. I go out, used to go out with my friends and that every now and then, and they would offer for me to drink. Oh yeah, drink, take a drink and that. Why? Why do I need to drink alcohol for? Why? Because you're doing it? The hell, man. Enjoy your drink on your own, man. Why do I need to drink alcohol? When I drink a cup of tea, I'm not trying to force Nadia to drink tea. Nadia don't drink tea like me. She'll drink coffee. I don't give a shit what she's drinking. The hell, man. I leave people to do their own thing. You know how much people... I guarantee you, yeah, this is how most people started smoking cigarettes. I guarantee you it went something like this. Or there's a lot of people who, this is how they got onto smoking cigarettes. They were a non-smoker. They even came from a household where nobody smoked. So not their dad, not their mom, nobody smoked. And they were at a workplace where their colleagues, who, you know, these people, they all work in an office, their colleagues would always nip out every 30 minutes for a cigarette break. And, you know, the colleagues probably said, oh, you know, us four going out for a cigarette, do you want to come? No, it's cool. I don't smoke. And, you know, for a period of time, this person would always be left behind in the office on their own for 30-minute intervals and that, because they didn't smoke. And you never know. Maybe a couple of occasions, somebody's come back in like, oh my God, this is what we was talking about whilst we were outside smoking. It could have been that, or it could have just been nothing. It could have just been maybe the person got lonely sitting in the office on their own and thought, you know what? I'll join you lot. Not even to smoke. I'll just come outside and stand with you lot whilst you're smoking. And maybe one day someone said to them, like, yo, you're looking a bit stressed, man. What's going on? Ah, this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem. Yo, just take this cigarette, man. You'll feel better for at least 10 minutes. And bam, that's why they started smoking. That's how they started smoking. Everyone who smokes cigarettes, bro, you're a fucking sheep, blood. It is not natural to pick something up and put it to your lips and light it. It's not natural. So you learn this stupid nonsense from the people that are around you, man. You're a sheep. Me, I've never been a sheep, man. I've always done my own thing. Right. 1 minute, I'm coming off, bro. Getting tired. But big up Ghost. Hey, go check out the Blue Tick Show, yeah? So there's a guy, he's got a podcast called the Blue Tick Show. He gets some interesting guests on. His best guest that I've ever seen is a guy called Ghost from Canning Town. Yeah, his stories are good. He was talking about some white 6'5", 20 stone Irish Muslim with mental health schizophrenia that was running around on the wing, paging everyone, sticking it on everyone. He was on that wing because he got moved because he killed someone in another prison. The maddest thing is, he was in that prison for killing someone in the first place, bro. So go and watch Ghost on the Blue Tick Show. He's got 2 episodes. Like, so Ghost occurred on his show twice. He came on the show twice. Watch the first one, obviously. Yeah, they're good still. But yeah, coming off now anyway. Which days do you live stream? Love your content, watch all the videos. There's no specific day. I'll live stream between Monday and Thursday once a week. So I'll live stream once a week, and it will either be between Monday and Thursday. It's usually never a Monday, apart from today. It's usually between Tuesday and Thursday, but there's no specific date. But there is a specific time between 8:30 to 10:30, maybe 11, just depends. But yeah, you just have to just be fortunate to catch it and that. But if I've got the free time, I'll do it. Anyway, you lot, that's it, man. TikTok man, them, I'm gone. Right, someone asked, did you take any L's on road? Message that next time. I'll tell you some stories next live stream. Stay wise, ton, man.